Hi, my friends. Lance here from BestKidSolutions.com, where we are absolutely dedicated to helping the most important people on this planet, and those are, of course, kids, parents, and teachers. If you're new to the channel, I am an award-winning educator. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I am a proud father of two amazing young daughters. My beautiful wife is an amazing mother, and she is also a special needs teacher. And both of my parents are actually 40-year veterans of the education system. They've been educators for many, many years. So as you can see, we have a lot of experience helping this great group of people that are kids, parents, and teachers. And what we're designed to do here, my friends, is we really just want to get the most information out to this group of people, because the better that they do, the better everybody does. And so this is just a small little preview of one of our articles that we have at bestkidsolutions.com. It is Swaddling a Baby, the Pros and Cons. This is kind of going into my parent repertoire here. Now, this is something that, as a parent, I have done a crazy amount of research. I'm the type of person that goes overboard with the actual research. And this is something that I did a lot of reading on and got a lot of information from other people as well. And so hopefully you find this interesting. Like I said, this is just a quick snippet that you can get on the article of bestkidsolutions.com. If you want more information, you're more than welcome to go over to the article, like I said, at bestkidsolutions.com/swaddling a baby, the pros and cons. So my friends, let's get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the 5 S's. Now, one of the books that you're going to have to go get right away if you're a new parent is The Happiest Baby on the Block by Harvey Karp. Now, this information, it really made a huge difference. When you read all this information, there's some of it you can kind of move over into that didn't really help, and there's some that's really helpful. And this is one of the things that really helped, and that's the 5 S's of helping a baby. And one of those S's is swaddling. Some of the other ones are sound, swinging, things of that nature. And they're all made to help mimic what happens in the womb. And that's one of the reasons why it's so helpful. So go check out that book. I think it's super important. And one of the S's, as I mentioned, was swaddling. Now, some people believe that it's a great idea, and some people, they don't think it's that great. And this video is going to give you a little preview of the article talking about the pros and cons. So let's go right away and start talking about the pros. One of the pros, as I mentioned before, is that it mimics the safety of the womb, the environment in the womb. Obviously, the baby is very compact. It's snuggled up in the mom's belly. And this is something that they're used to being. They're not used to being able to flop around. They're used to being able to be secure and warm. And that's one of the things that swaddling does. It wraps the baby nice and tight. It keeps the baby nice and warm. And that is one of the reasons why babies react so well to swaddling, of course, if it's done right. And it really makes a big difference when the baby is sleeping. Another thing or the second thing that swaddling does is that it really kind of limits the baby's natural jerking movements. I don't remember the exact name, but there's a name for that, and you'll be able to find it in the video. But babies, when they're brand new, they have some sort of reflex that when the baby is starting to relax, it'll start to jerk. And some of you might have experienced that even when you're older, when you're just falling to sleep. You kind of get that jerking motion. Well, the babies kind of do this quite a lot more frequent, and that obviously startles the baby and keeps the baby from sleeping. So being able to wrap the hands and the arms together and the legs, this keeps them from producing that movement, that large movement, the jerking movement. They'll probably still do it, but it will limit that, and it'll keep the baby sleeping longer. And obviously, that's one of the main purposes of swaddling, is, of course, to keep the baby sleeping longer, which obviously benefits the parents, but it also comforts the baby and gets them the rest that they need. And I think that's probably a really big deal. Now, of course, there's more information in the article. This is just 2 of them. Go check it out if you'd like to see some more of the pros. Now, let's dig into some of the cons. Some folks are not a big fan of this, And one of the reasons is because the actual correct technique is very difficult. To do swaddling properly and get the baby's arms where they need to be, it can be quite difficult when you get to when you're at the hospital and the nurses just swaddle up the baby all nice and tight and it's perfect. Like, man, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to do this every night. Well, then when you try it at home, it's a huge difference. Now, the great part about it, and I've put some of this information in the article, is that there's so many different products that help make the technique so much easier. You're able to zip up the baby. There's Velcro, the old school striped blue and white blanket that we come home with from the hospital with, where you're trying to, that's the old school and hard way. They've come up with so many different ways to make it easier for you. But back when my kids were little, it was very difficult for them to actually stay swaddled. My little ones would pop their hands out and they'd wiggle around. They weren't a huge fan of it. And it was probably because my technique wasn't the best. But the good news is nowadays there's so many different swaddling bags and swaddling helps that you're going to find something that you like if you believe swaddling is great for your child. The other one is that there are some medical deals with swaddling. Obviously, one of them is, obviously it affects the baby's body temperature. That's one of those that can be a problem if you've obviously bundled up your baby too heavily. If the baby's already wearing heavy clothing and then you come in and wrap up the baby again with a heavy swaddling blanket, then it may affect the baby's body temperature, and obviously that's not going to be helpful. So that's something that you have to be very careful. And I'll throw in a little bonus too, is that you also have to be careful in how you swaddle a baby so that the baby's hips are properly aligned, because that can also cause an issue. The good news is that there's a lot of different products out there to make it easier. Once again, if you find that swaddling is beneficial for you. There's a couple more cons as well. And if you want to go to bestkidsolutions.com/swaddling a baby pros and cons, you can find all the information there. It really just depends on how comfortable you are with the swaddling. Do some research, go to the article, figure out whether or not it's best for your baby, and you can kind of go from there. My friends, I hope that you found this information helpful. I provided some value for you. As I said before, we really just want to make sure that these most important people on this planet, the kids, parents, and teachers, are getting the best information, like I said before, because the better they're doing, the better the world will do. The better information and the better they're doing, it's going to be best for everybody. So go ahead and go to bestkidsolutions.com to get some more information on whether or not swaddling is best for your child. If you like this video, if you found some value from it, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you want to see some more information like this. And of course, if you'd like to see more videos on helping parents, kids, and teachers, then please go ahead and click the subscribe button. Obviously, our goal is to really help this group of people. And if you'd like to see more videos on this, then we would love to share them with you. My friends, I hope, again, you're having a great one, and we will see you in the next video.